the sum of, so we have a plus, 2 times a certain number, so that's really 2x, and 3, so we're adding 3, is equals 11. So we have 2x plus 3 is 11. Get rid of the plus 3 by subtracting 3 from both sides. So we have 2x equals 11 minus 3 is 8. We have 2 times x, so we divide by 2 to get rid of it. So now x equals 8 divided by 2, which is 4. When 5 is added to, so it's going to be plus 5, 4 times a certain number, x, the answer is equals 13. 4x plus 5 is 13. To get rid of the plus 5, we subtract 5 from both sides. So 4x equals 13 minus 5 is 8. We have 4 times x, so we need to divide by 4. So we now have x equals 8 divided by 4 is 2. When 6 is subtracted from, so it's minus 6, double, that's 2 times a certain number, x, result is equals negative 8. 2x minus 6 equals negative 8. To get rid of the minus 6, we add 6 to both sides. So we have 2x equals negative 8 plus 6 is negative 2. To get rid of the times 2, we divide by 2. So we have x equals negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. When a certain number, x, is multiplied by 6, so it's now 6x, and 4 is then subtracted, so it's minus 4, the result is equals 2. Get rid of the minus 4 by adding 4 to both sides. 6x equals 2 plus 4, which is 6. We have 6 times, so we'll divide both sides by 6. X equals 6 divided by 6, which is 1. 7 is the answer, so it's equals 7. When 4 is taken away from, so we've got something minus 4, the result of dividing a certain number by 2. So a certain number, x, is divided by 2. To get rid of the negative 4, we add 4 to both sides. So we have x on 2 equals 7 plus 4, which is 11. To get rid of the divided by 2, we need to multiply by 2. So we have x equals 11 times 2, which is 22. A certain number is subtracted from 2. So we begin with 2 and subtract x. Then that's divided by 3, so it's all over 3. The result is equals 4. To get rid of division by 3, we multiply by 3. So on the left we have 2 minus x equals 4 3s are 12. To get rid of the plus 2, we subtract 2. So now we have negative x equals 12 minus 2, which is 10. Now to get rid of the negative, we multiply by negative 1. So we now have x equals negative 10. When 2 is taken away from a certain number, so it's x, the certain number, and 2 is taken away from that, so it's minus 2. The result of that is divided by 3. So we divide by 3. The answer is, so it equals, and 5. To get rid of the division by 3, we need to multiply by 3. Do that to both sides. So we have x minus 2 equals 5 times 3 is 15. To get rid of the minus 2, we add 2 to both sides. So we have x equals 15 plus 2 is 17. When 2 is added to the triple of a certain number, the triple of a certain number is 3x, and 2 is added to that. The result is the same as, that's equals, when 6 is subtracted from, so that's something minus 6, the product is going to be multiplication, 5 and the same number, which is x. So it's 5 times x. Now we move the x's to the left and the numbers to the right. So we subtract 5x from both sides, and we subtract 2 from both sides. So this will enable the 5x to go to the left and the 2 to go to the right. So we have 3x minus 5x is negative 2x. That's equal to negative 6 minus 2, which is negative 8. To get rid of the negative 2, we divide both sides by negative 2. So we now have x equals negative 8 on negative 2 is just positive 4. A certain number is added to 5, so that's 5 plus x. The result is multiplied by 5. We put the 5 in front of the brackets. The answer is the same as equals, and the same number is added to 2. So that's 2 plus x, and then multiplied by 8. So we group it and put 8 times in front. We look for common factors, and since there are none, we just go 5 times 5 and 5 times x. 5 5s are 25 and 5x. And on the right, we go 8 times 2 and 8 times x. 8 2s are 16 and 8x. We now move the 8x to the left by subtraction. We get rid of the 25 from the left by subtraction. 25 minus 25 is 0. 5x minus 8x is negative 3x. On the right, 16 minus 25 is negative 9, and 8x minus 8x is 0. We now have a negative 3 times x, so we divide both sides by negative 3. So that's x equals negative 9 on negative 3, which is positive 3. The number is multiplied by 4. So a number is x and it's multiplied by 4, so it's 4x. And then 2 is subtracted from it, so that's minus 2. The result is the same as, so that's equal to, the original number x tripled, so that's 3x plus 1. We now move the x's to the left by subtracting 3x from both sides. We move the negative 2 to the right by adding 2 to both sides. So we now have 4x minus 3x is x, minus 2 plus 2 is 0, 3x minus 3x is 0, 1 plus 2 is 3. So x is 3.